Previously on the Atomless.
Azhaam, he.
Ayg. She.
My name is Theriac.
What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the patchwork, my dudes.
Everyone, welcome to Wild Times.
You are trying to merchandise the organisms, the specimens?
Sometimes foundations need to change for something to grow. Do you ever think that your foundations just don't fit anymore? Like, you see Lorik, who is one of the board members.
Oh, thank God. I didn't know if you'd be here in time. I don't know what is happening to the park, but things are weird. I don't think Skye went on holiday at all.
Theriac! I hope your holiday was good.
Wild, it's good to see you again.
They turn this screen around. There is a short email that leads to a picture. It's from an unknown email address. Has the words bounty alive 500,000 credits. And below is a picture, and is a picture of Ayg. Feed leans up against the separator between and this large, hulking, armored creature. The separator, poof, falls down, and she falls in. This large, hulking bear charges over to her and clamps its jaws down on her head. Hello everyone, breaking news. Horrifying scenes here at Wild Times. Disturbing scenes here at Wild Times. Scary times at Wild Times. Today's story is straight out of a horror novel. Wild Times spokesperson Feed fell into a wallopede den whilst showing a guest around a park, causing her to be eaten by said wallopede. Official word from Wild Times claimed that it was because of an electrical fire that caused the shielding to fail. We're going to be expanding on this story as it develops. We see the screen turn off. Hilo Lepore turns in the boardroom in Raven's Roost, joined by Lynn, Saminsel, and Theriac, as they all watch the news unfold. It has been 2 days since Feed's demise, and this system is abound of stories. It has captured the news cycle. Hilo rubs his face, making sure to iron out any wrinkles that they may be developing. The electrical fire story seems to be holding up. We've put a gag order on the engineers, so we know that this story won't go anywhere. The press are having their time. 2 more days. That's all we'll have to deal with. Saminsel, the Castasha, 4-armed, dressed in this very clean white suit. Little lights flicker on them as they have augmented quite a lot of their body, including their head. Their long head ends quite early, and a fish tank replaced it. Fish swim around, unaware. Why a walloped would attack is beyond me. Aren't they supposed to be neutered? Turns to Lynn. Lynn, in a scruffed science coat.
Are you blaming me for this? It was your shoddy technology that made the feds die in the first place.
I had to check the electronics, and I had other people check them numerous times, and the fence was fully functional. My electronics are running this whole park, and you are supposed to keep animals in check. And where the fuck is Lorik? Why has Skye not contacted us? Do you honestly believe that your secret meetings have been just secret?
I'm sorry, are you blaming me? Are you saying that I had something to do with the death of Feed? Lorik is just gone.
Do you possibly believe that it's Lorik who has left and Skye has just gone on holiday and they're just not contacting us? Clearly something is more. All right, everyone, settle down. You can hear your baby squabbling all the way up to the penthouse. Sit down, start acting like adults. A slightly more heavy-set man walks in. Little safari top with the Wild Times logo on it. Little shorts. Again, with the Wild Times logo. Right. What's going on? Theriac, explain.
Within the past 48 hours, we have lost another member of the board. Feed was mauled by a wallopede after they fell into the exhibit.
Yeah, fell.
We do not understand how the fencing fell apart. They should be force-fielded. They should be electrified. There is no reason why the physical barrier should have been removed. But it happened.
I had nothing to do with this, okay? Sometimes...
I was not
listen.
finished. There's been no word back on Kizkak. And we have found Lorik's body.
Oh my god.
Damn. Lorik is also... When did this happen?
His body was found, I want to say 36 hours ago. We wanted to double check that it was Lorik and not an imposter or a clone or a duplicate or anything like that.
It's curious. You've been here 4 days and you're just now telling us that Lorik just so happened to turn up and Feed has also died. I don't know. I don't think
so. As soon as I come back, the pin is on me. I understand this hypothesis. Why don't we test this hypothesis? We are all scientists here to some degree.
I mean, I can do it. How would you explain you coming back and 2 of the board members dying? You ran off for 2 weeks? Nobody knows where you went. You turn up in a junker ship with a bunch of vagabonds and now people start dying? I don't know. I think your conscience is finally catching up to you, Theriac. I think that the things that you've been doing here, the fact that your power isn't what it was, you want that back. And I think you're trying to get rid of us all. Now, settle down, Hilo, for fuck's sake. Theriac, you have anything to say for that?
I am very quickly ready to debunk your theory. Mr. Wilde, I would like you to bar all executive board members from leaving this room. I want this room guarded fully.
Whoa, we have work to do today.
And I do not want anyone to leave this room, including myself.
I'm not getting trapped here with a possible fucking murderer. That seems a bit far-fetched. I think that we can all return to our rooms, and I think that'll be
Now
quite
listen
enough.
here! Theriac fully jumps on the table. I will not be pushed aside again. You want answers? You want solutions? We play the game. You are so quick to champion the waiting game. Well, then let's wait. Let us wait until every one of us is dead and rotting in the ground. And then everything will be fixed. Is that what you want? Is that it? Answer me!
We'll play your game.
Anything happens, it's up to Wild. Wild owns this place. And if one of us is the problem, we're going to sit in here and do nothing. Mr. Wild, is that something within your capability of doing to the fullest extent?
I'll believe it is, Doctor.
Prepare for meals to be sent in.
Whoa. Who's to say that Mr. Wilde has nothing to do with that? He just sits on his ass all day, and I think we know where his allegiances lie. What's to say that it's not him taking us all out?
Theriac turns to Wild.
Could be me.
As much as I would love for Mr. Wilde to also be sitting in here with us to fully ensure, we do have a park to run. And someone has to take the helm.
Lynn sits down with a huff. Wild nods.
Thank you.
Wild walks out. The doors shut. The soft... And then one of the glowing lines on the floor. A hologram showing not the normal park mascot, but a hologrammed half humanoid female figure who, by looking at this, you assume is the base form of the park's AI, one that's not here for show. These doors have been barred. And you all sit and wait. The rest of you, rest of our patchwork crew, the last 2 days you have seen Theriac in passing, but there's been a lot to handle and deal with. The TV in their room has almost consistently been on. Skye, the last few nights have been a bit restless in terms of sleep. You keep waking, your body keeps shifting naturally, coming up before its time, and one day, at about 3 a.m., you lay down in your bed. But you wake up a few hours later, and you are stood in a different part of the room. And today, as Theriac locks themselves in a boardroom, you are in the bathroom, washing your hands, and you check the time displayed on the mirror, and it is 10:52 a.m. You stretch your eyes, and as you look into the mirror, you can see that your face has seen worse days, but also way better ones. You splash your face with water, and as you blink at the cold, filtered water, your eyes open to the wall on the other side of the bathroom. Your head rests against the cool of the tiles, and it's almost like you've teleported. It was a blink, and you've moved to the other end of the room. There's a sour, dried taste in your mouth. And you walk back to the mirror, and as you do, you realize that your body aches. And you look at the time, and it's now 11:03 a.m. You seem to have blinked, and 10 minutes went by. What would you like to do?
Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is very, very bad. If there's one thing comic books have taught me, it's that you don't want to be losing any sort of memory when there's a murder mystery happening. It makes you look so bad. I am gonna, I'm gonna take out my communicator, dial a number into it. I'm gonna wait for Flair to answer his dumb little phone.
There's the outgoing... Hey! Oh, shit. I didn't expect to hear from you again. How you doing, Stardust? Still killing it?
I'm gonna hang up! I'm gonna go knock on Ayg's door!
Ayg, how have these past 2 days looked to you?
I have a question that will lean me in one direction or another. Do we have any open line of communication with Theriac? Or have they just been off and...
Only Andre can answer that, really.
Andre, what do you think?
You could definitely text. You have each other's
Right.
You
numbers.
can text Theriac. Theriac has occasionally texted back. No calls.
Ayg is very stressed beyond her baseline of stress and has like spent the last 2 days fully focusing as much as possible on two things. One would be watching and re-watching that footage that she went through and trying to see if anything, just looking for a miracle answer to this problem. And the other would be trying to think of the best and safest way to deal with Skye's chip without doing any more damage. So Skye, Ayg probably looks very sleepless. I imagine there's like some little tufts of fur sticking up in places, and just a little on edge in general.
Could you, you wouldn't mind, could you give me a perception check roll? This is for going through the footage.
12?
You have been overly focused on this one almost starting point that you found of Lynn speaking to Kizkak. And although throughout this day and a few more days, you've very briefly skimmed, you have yet to find anything else. But there's just something in the back of your mind that you know there is something else on this that you can find that might be a thread that the four of you, Ayg, Azhaam, Skye, Scrap, can follow. But you have yet to find it. A little weird little meta half character thing. But anyway, there you go. Skye knocks on the door.
Oh, come in.
You look so stressed out. Are you okay?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I don't know if I believe that. Have you been sleeping okay?
I don't want to lie to you, so I don't know how to answer that. Everything's fine though. It's going to be fine. How are you feeling? Are you okay? How's your head?
Me? Yeah, nothing to worry about. I actually was just popping in real quick, 'cause I've been thinking, you asked me like 3 times if I wanted to talk about it, and I thought that was kind of weird and unlike you to be poking and prodding, so I got thinking, and I was just wondering if you wanted to talk about it, and that was just your way of asking.
Well, I suppose in a way, it's just that I want to be able to do something to help, and I'm not sure what exactly is the right way to do that. So I suppose I was just poking to see if that was something you needed. I just want to make sure you know that, we care about you and want you to be okay. It doesn't mean you have to talk about it.
I've been pretty self-sufficient
my whole life, I don't know if it's been the same for you. So, if I just wanted to let you know that if you ever wanted to talk about your experience with it, that, I'm all ears, and you don't have to dress it up like you're trying to help me if you want.
When I think about it, what bothers me is I am not quite sure how much of what that memory was real, or how much of it was what I'm worried might be real. But I haven't had a lot of time to be worried about that the last few days, so...
We are talking about you potentially killing somebody, right? Because that's what I'm talking about.
There are so many things I'm stressed about. I forgot about that for a moment. But yeah, that too. But actually, I did talk to Dr. Theriac about it. And while I still don't like that it happened, they, in their way that they do, have sort of eased that worry just a little bit. So that's not so bad.
Okay. Can I get you water? Drugs?
Oh, Skye. No, I'm quite good. I've been sitting and thinking about what to do about the chip. Have you thought about calling that boy?
Don't worry about that for now. You have enough on your plate to deal with. That doesn't need to be one of them. I'm gonna go get you some water, gonna go grab Azhaam, and we will discuss a plan. That sound good?
Sure. Yes.
All right, I will be right back.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go to the kitchen, gonna get a glass of water, gonna knock on Azhaam's door or couch or whatever his sleeping situation is. Just knocking on his head.
What does Azhaam's last few days look like?
Pretty uneventful. Azhaam's felt mostly alone because he doesn't have family anymore, really. So he's been giving people their space, been mostly sticking to, because I do remember that the captain's quarters were given to him recently. So he's been staying in the patchwork a lot, praying a little bit, but again, quietly so no one would notice. He has the news on in the background, so just like Theriac, actually the television has been on, and he has seen everything. But he's kept his opinions to himself. He doesn't speak unless spoken to. And I think there's his eyes are a little, just around the corners of his eyes, they've gone a bit black because he's had some sleepless nights.
The fact that you have traveled back to the gateway to get on Patchwork is quite fun, because you are not alone on the Patchwork. Scrap has been fiddling around with small parts. They, for similar reasons, left. and traveled up. And in one quite loud morning, has seemingly been gutting the like rec room area with the fabricator and immersion heater, taking all of the kitchen appliances out and then pulling them to outside of the ship, and then messing around with minor appliances. With one quite loud bang as he pulls the cooling fridge unit and then just pushes it off the side of the ramp. It makes a loud crash to the ground, and he turns, knowing that you're there, but neither of you have, like, spoken, really. You've left each other to each other. There's a, oh, my bad, sorry.
You want some help, or you're gonna be okay by yourself?
Well, I just thought this place needed a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
So-
forgive me for denigrating your home, but, it's a bit falling apart, isn't it?
It's your home too,
Is it?
for the time being.
I suppose so. Where do you want all this? Junk?
I want these appliances just off the ship. I got a scrapper coming by later to pick out all the things that we're not going to put back in the ship, and Wild Times has teamed up with Hermoid Tech in a pretty big way, and there's a lot of minor ship upgrades that I'm toying with. I spent most of my cut on the selling of the Leviathan's Eye junk to get us a few little knickknacks, but just things that I thought would make the place a little more active.
New hydrator would be nice. Air's kind of arid.
Yeah, got one of those, and I don't know, I don't like the fabricator anymore, so that's going, and we're kind of fitting in a whole actual kitchen. I've organized part of the storage unit downstairs into, instead of just like the packs of reheatables, actual, produce that we can keep and hold and then kind of cook meals. I thought it'd be better.
Why don't you put up some garden walls? For herbs and such.
That is a good idea. I actually didn't think of that. Well, because mainly, it's gonna sound, it sounds stupid now, but, I bought a lot of baking goods. I figured if you're gonna be on this ship, you might as well be useful. So, we can have a baker for a little bit. You want it to be one. And this ship's already got a captain, so unfortunately you can't be that.
I never have suggested that I want to be captain. Scrap.
Well, the first time you stepped foot on the ship, you picked the captain's chair. Or the chair that was a captain chair, or an old Valkyrie class.
To be fair, I picked a folding chair first.
No, but you wanted to pick the captain's chair.
It was more
Or rather, you
comfortable.
naturally went to the captain's chair, and then went to the folding one. So, anyway.
Scrap.
That'll be good for the team. We can have...
The captain's chair is any chair you're sitting in.
Oh, not forever. Maybe. I don't really see myself as, like, part of the core unit, you know?
I wholly disagree. Whenever we need advice, who do we run to?
You.
No.
Or Theriac.
Whenever we need comfort, who do we run to?
Ayg.
Ayg.
Yeah.
I go to Ayg if I really need a panic attack.
I go to Skye for that normally, so we have really all the quadrants covered in a crew.
You're important to us. And not just because you fly a ship. You're something more than that. You're family to people on the ship.
Oh yeah, to people on the ship. But, there's a pretty important person on the ship that doesn't find this place home.
I can't let go. I haven't been able to I keep trying. It's home. Anyway, let me help you get all these things out.
Skye, knowing now that Azhaam is on the gateway, which is Idun's moon, are you going to take the trip up? It's like, think of it as there's like a Disney shuttle bus that goes from Wild Times to the gateway. Yes, there's a Disney shuttle bus, but for interplanetary travel. Not interplanetary, but just to the moon and back.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a good idea if I'm constantly blacking out. Okay. We're gonna Moon Knight this, and I'm gonna take maybe some tea towels from the kitchen, and I'm gonna tie my legs to a chair and put it under my pants so I can't see. Do I think this plan will go swimmingly? Hell no. But it's what I can think of right now, and I'm going to call Azhaam.
This is Azhaam. How can I help?
Oh, well, I don't know. This is Skye. Nice to be speaking with you. Okay, I can't waste any time. I'm blacking out at random points, and time is skipping, and I have no recollection of it. And I'm gonna fill you in real quick. I have a chip inside my brain that Void put in there, and Ayg thinks it's been messed with. But oh my, she looks like she has 6 hangovers at once right now, and I don't want to stress her out with this.
Skye.
So
Skye, I put you in speaker in front of Skye.
Hello.
God, why? Why would you immediately put me on speaker in front of somebody, Azhaam? We gotta work on your phone etiquette.
My hands are full with it. What is this? Dishwasher?
Oh, well, yeah. It's supposed to be a dishwasher, but we didn't know how to use it, so it is a gun storage.
Okay, so what your problem is that you think you're blacking out. You think the ship might be malfunctioning?
Something like that? I don't know. My problem is that I can't solve this problem on my own because I have no recollection of hours of time going by.
Hours? You're missing hours?
I'm missing
hours? Is it... Okay, does it start off by minutes and get worse, or is it random?
Let me think about it, Space God. Just start today?
No, it's been the last, you've had 2 nights where you've woken up in the middle of the night and been stood. And today is the first time that's happened when you're awake, but only 10 minutes went by.
Only 10. I thought it was like 10 to 11. Okay.
It was 10:52 to 11. I appreciate that I picked a annoying time.
No, okay, so it's only been like 10 minutes. I'm just being dramatic. But it started, I thought I was just sleepwalking, but when I was in the hospital, I woke up and thought I saw someone in my room, and then they disappeared. I just thought it might have been a sleep paralysis thing, but I think I'm losing my marbles. I'm tied to a chair right now.
It could be after effects from the corruption of this. You need to talk to Theriac. They probably understand it all.
Sorry, as the person who disabled your chip, are you saying that Ayg said that someone is, there's something inside of the mechanism?
Yeah, I asked Ayg to dig in there just to see if it had been messed with, and she said that she saw some sort of alteration, and she seemed to hate every second of it, and I don't want to ask her to do it again, but I recognize that we have a murderer on the loose, and if somebody asks me questions and I say, oh, well, I don't remember 10 minutes at a time, that's gonna look real bad for me, and I can't have 2 reasons to go to space jail on my head. I can't handle that.
Skye, honest question, no judgment. Do you think you're a murderer?
I know I'm a murderer, Tom!
No, I mean the murder. It's my accent, hold on. Do you think you are the murderer? Ugh.
I don't know what I've been doing for those 10 minutes.
Do
I think that I could run and murder somebody in 10 minutes? No. But if that space of time gets longer, it's going to be harder for me to come up with alibis if I don't know what my alibi was, you know?
It's also possible you've been doing it while you've been asleep.
I didn't even consider that.
Sorry, Skye. You're not the murderer, I can assure you of that. This stuff has been too well planned out. So,
Thanks.
No, for a sleepwalking person, it's been a bit too planned out. No matter how smart you are, none of us are smart when we're sleepwalking. Oof, okay, so we cannot go back to the hospital, because if we go back to hospital, you're gonna... Yeah.
When did these start, these blackouts? Have they been on since the Heth thing?
Or since the slugs thing?
The slugs thing, and it started with just sleepwalking symptoms, but this is the first time that it's happened while I'm awake. I'm going to try and solve my own problem as much as I feasibly can. I just wanted to let somebody else know so that if I look like I completely black out or start speaking gibberish or something, that somebody else is aware and can make sure that I don't put myself in a bad situation when I'm not fully conscious.
Can I do a medicine check of some kind?
Yes. I'm actually going to also do that as...
Thank you. You might do better than me. I forget what the rat does.
Like it's an 11.
21.
Oh, there you go. The blacking out thing is obviously very concerning, but the chip seems weird. The slug is an organic being, and worming its way into like a mechanical chip seems like something it wouldn't do. But Skye did leave the hospital early and didn't use IV stuff and was completely not here for a little bit. So they might be connected.
Okay, Skye, here's what I need you to do. I want you to set up a camera, untie yourself for a little bit. I want you to find a camera so we can monitor you, and I want you to get a heart monitor.
Where am I going to get a heart monitor? Do you think Theriac...
Skye, you're a mechanic. You can build one.
Yeah, but what if I black out before it's finished being built or something? I need materials, dude!
I got some stuff. I got some stuff in the basement. I can easily whip up a heart monitor, no trouble.
Oh, right. I will bring you one. Just set up a camera.
Okay.
Alright, and tell Ayg to keep an eye on you.
Okay, I really don't want to stretch... Okay.
Do you want me to be honest? I don't think Ayg should be left alone right now.
Why?
She's been going through a lot, and now Theriac is going through a lot. It's just... For a person who doesn't develop as many relationships, Ayg being disconnected from people doesn't seem like a good idea.
I mean, okay. Does she really need to be connected to people that require her services, though?
Don't tell her you need services. Just tell her that you want to have a friend around. I'll show up soon. I just have to take this shuttle bus.
Okay. Alright, thank you.
No problem. Call if you need anything else, and I'll promise not to put you on speaker this time.
Thank you. Okay, bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Boop. Okay, I'm gonna untie myself and I'm gonna go see Ayg again.
Azhaam, are you gonna get on the shuttle and go back toward Raven's Roost?
First, I'm going to text Theriac, and I'm going to say, I need you to send me something I can use to keep someone unconscious if necessary. And then I'm going to take the shuttle bus.
Azhaam. I cannot personally deliver the necessary supplies that you require. However, there should be plenty of anesthetics within my laboratory, should you require them. I will be unavailable for an undisclosed amount of time. Good luck. Happy hunting. Theriac.
I'll stop by the laboratory on the way.
As you take the shuttle down to the gateway and gather the things you need, the energy in the boardroom is dreadful. It is so thick, it feels like you can't move. Every small shift of your body, any creak of your roots as you move, sound like they echo into everyone's ears, and you can feel that everyone feels this as well. Well, Elolapor says, if we are to wait here, surely we should do something useful.
What would you suggest?
What about all those detective shows and novels? Are we to be interviewed? You've locked us in a room. What do you suggest we do? What was your scientific method that you were so sure about?
My original idea for this experiment was for us to simply wait. But since you've posited it, I would be very glad to ask some questions to our participants. Theriac, out of their lab coat, pulls out an injector.
People push themselves back in their chairs. Lynn, in particular, is like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not getting injected with anything.
Oh, Lynn, let's start with you. Tell me more about this raccoon.
Why the fuck are we starting with me?
Because you spoke first.
Listen, I know you have fun with... I know you've been out of the game for a little bit, and you haven't probed anything's brain in a while. But we are people here. We're not just your fucking animals.
Oh, okay. I see. So where do you draw the line?
It is ridiculous.
Oh, it's not such a simple question, is it?
When a thing has sentience, when it could think and it could understand, not animals, not the things that are on the planet.
Of course not. But as soon as you give a raccoon the ability to speak and perform actions, suddenly you have to consider its sentience.
Not. It's a recorded message just spoken. Fuck.
Oh, no, continue. A recorded message. Now, how is it able to speak a recorded message? It is a raccoon. Raccoons do not have the best anatomy for being able to speak the common tongue.
Lynn, what the fuck are they talking about?
Okay.
Oh, so Helio didn't know either.
Samidsel wanted
Oh,
to make
here we
the
go.
park
No,
more
no,
interesting
you're not
with-
going to throw me in.
Shush! Lynn, please continue.
Before, we had the idea of making the digital animals up on Gateway, and before we uploaded Vidha, the park's AI, Kizkak approached me with Samidsel and suggested that the animals do the talking. And they just give information about themselves. There's no line between the teacher and the animal. So, we did a test. And we biohacked just a raccoon. But we, just with some test lines, we used your interviews. But it just didn't work. The raccoon could only say one thing, and it gained very small sentience. It was pathetic, honestly. But we kept it around to see if anything improved, and it didn't.
How is it able to speak?
I gave it a small robotic voice box. But it didn't work. It was there, and, you know, the staff team, they grew attached to it. It just sweeps up pathetically, but it was fine. We didn't want to dispose of it.
Theriac has a fucking brain blast. Thinks back to the lab of all of the objects, like, coming towards the crystal.
Mm.
The sweeping. Was that programmed?
No, it was just a minor thing that it did. Raccoons have pretty strong motor functions, but it just swept up. We decided just to let it be a little janitor, but it didn't work. So, you know, we went on to another plan that was a little better. Well, the current plan, rather, which is just upload the information into the park. It wasn't my call. It was Subinsel's. Subinsel said it. I just thought we could marry technology, and we could also marry the animals together and increase the experience of the park. That's all. But this isn't anything. This is a thing. I would have come out and said this. If you gave this, if you asked me, Theriac, I would have told you immediately. But no, this isn't one of Lynn's secret meetings. He's always going on them. He was speaking to Lorik and Kiskak, and was speaking to Kiskak, but not about this, about other things that they were doing.
You've been speaking to Kiskak?
I was. Because we were friends, I spoke to Kiskak. I spoke to Kiskak before they went on holiday. I got an email saying, I'm going on holiday.
Oh, so you got Kiskak's email?
Yeah, of course, everyone did. It's all in the inbox.
Uh-huh. So why didn't anyone receive my email when I sent that out?
I don't know. But no one received it. Right? No one received it. We're not even sure that you sent it at all. How about this, Theriac? Question for question. What have you been doing these past few weeks?
First, as stated within the email, that no one got, went to Leviathan's Eye to collect a specimen, the specimen being the slugs that I brought into the laboratory. After that, the crew and I flew to Saga, to the lower decks. You may remember that we in fact have an upcoming exhibit about the wildlife of Saga. Is that bizarre to you? That I might do research on site for our upcoming exhibit? The ecosystem to Saga is very particular. And if we are going to host species from that particular biome, I want to make sure that they are comfortable and well taken care of. After that, we made our way back to Wild Times on Adu.
This is all very... I don't know, I don't know if anyone else is getting the impression, but I am correct. Nobody got
the email, and then you went on a second trip. You didn't just go on one. You went to a trip. What you said Leviathan's Eye you went to?
Correct.
The destroyed theme park? The one that was the prime theme park of the Acer solar system? And we were second. Before. You sure you didn't have any plans there?
What sort of plans would I have besides going to collect a specimen?
I don't know. Maybe you orchestrated it flying into the asteroid field.
You think that I could control an asteroid?
You did this? People are disappearing.
I am not a god! I cannot control objects in the cosmic space field. I am a Raxolite.
I just think it's interesting, that's all.
It's interesting what you imagine I'm capable of.
Maybe it's a cover-up. We do cover-ups here. Everyone is thinking that the field that went down was just a small electrical fire. Maybe you did a news story spin on that. Maybe it's not as cut and dry as you believe. You say that you send all of your money to conservation efforts? Where?
I will show you my bank account and all of my monthly donation.
Okay, well, who wants to take the next turn on this fun ride that Theriac has us going round on? I'm happy to do it. I can do it. Hit, you know. Ask away. Ask a question. I have nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide. Tell me about the Adventurers Pack. And tell me about the Heth inclusion.
The Adventurers Pack was Feed's idea. A way to get investors in. A way to get the upper echelon of people into this park, giving us money, helping this park run, helping new exhibits. And the way we did it is we would take animals that people weren't that interested in, move them to another system. We let those animals free.
This merchandising idea, as you call it, of selling shrunken down live animals to our guests.
Oh. Yeah, listen, you caught me with that. I don't know. We didn't.
I wasn't asking you, Lynn. I wasn't asking about the scientific process of it. I wasn't asking about the biohacking of it. I'm asking about the financials. I'm asking about why the investors were so interested in that.
Theriac, people have hunted animals since we were birthed. It's a thing that people want. Our animals give the people a sense of safety. We can have them hunt the greatest horrors that Adun has, but they are not as violent, not as strong as they once were.
So your idea is to not allow them to hunt the creatures, but simply to poach them. Is that correct?
That's what hunting is. The animals are already biohacked. We take them out and we release them. They can't be integrated back into the wild easily. It's a way to make money. And it was Feed's idea, to be fair. I just moved some things around. Lorik funded it. Lorik was the money man. Lorik funded all of this.
Lorik funded it.
Well,
Lorik
used Wild Times funds to help kickstart, and then other people came in. Like the ray that Lynn was working on. But we've made money back 10, 20 times.
I don't care about money! Do you understand? This is the entire point. The entire point was that this was about conservation. This was about maintaining the natural order. The balance! And now look. Look. And points to the replayed clip from the newsreel. Our park is in fucking chaos. Because of you. Because you, all of you, only care about money. You cannot see past your next pay stub, can you? All you think about are investors and ticket sales.
The park.
And memberships and merchandising. I understand that we need money to operate.
Theriac,
I'm not a dunce! What I'm saying is, you were so quick to ensure we had funding, you forgot what the funding was for. This was meant to be an Eden. A sanctuary. And now it has become my hell. Pull your heads out of whatever orifice you use to defecate.
That stony silence falls back across the room. Your first meal is here, says the AI from behind.
Who's ready for lunch?
Azhaam, you arrive in Theriac's room. Ayg, Skye, you are there as well?
Can I say they walk in on Skye with her phone leaned up against a wall or something, so it's filming her and Ayg. And if it's agreeable to you, Super Dylan, they're playing the Chubby Bunny game as an excuse to be filming themselves. So they've taken vegan marshmallows from Theriac's kitchen or something.
Sure.
She was like, I got an idea that might help unstress you.
Ayg is so superior at this game because she's got expandable cheeks. So when you all walk in, when you both walk in, Ayg's...
I think it's just me.
Oh, it's just
Scrap.
Azhaam, or Azhaam and Scrap.
Just Azhaam. Scrap is still
Just
on.
Azhaam. Azhaam, when you walk in, like, Ayg's cheeks are, like, out to here, and she just, like, turns to you and smiles, and there's just marshmallows. Like...
Please tell me this is a game of some kind. Oh, good, good. I was wondering if it was another symptom.
I don't even like marshmallows.
They're pretty good.
I find it very weird. Marshmallows tend to melt around me very easily. I have brought a heart monitor fresh from Scrap, so we can monitor your rate. And I've also brought this. And I take out a small selection of syringes and needles.
What are those for?
What is that for, Azhaam?
For anesthetics. If we want to test this out, we could induce sleep upon you and see what happens.
Oh no, we cannot.
I would not do anything without your consent, to be clear.
Skye?
That's why I brought it out. Otherwise, I could have just pricked you from behind or something.
You could try.
Skye, you're not the only one here who's a bit tricky. But no tricks. It's on table.
Okay. What? Marshmallow's like just out of her mouth. Just like
You two know you can swallow those, right?
Well, later, maybe. Somebody explain.
It's nothing to worry about. Just a small little symptom that Azhaam is helping me with, so you don't gotta stress about it. I am losing chunks of memory.
Oh.
Just little blackouts here and there.
Little blackouts here and there. It's probably
Little baby
normal.
blackouts.
Little baby
Oh yeah.
Skye. I turns to Skye and hands clasped on the table. Skye, I want to be very clear about something. I am very stressed out. I am very nervous. But that's all because of my things. You can... I'm not going to lose my head over this. We have to fix what's going on.
I know, but I already hate being in a scenario where I cannot fix it on my own. So if I'm gonna enlist help, I'm going to somebody with a slightly shorter list and slightly smaller bags under their eyes. I do also hate that Azhaam has bags under his eyes, though.
Well, not bags. I just flake off some of the little crusties.
Well, what if we just do it together so that nobody's doing anything on their own?
Speaking of which, has anyone talked with Theriac for a while?
Oh,
Do we, as characters, know the bananas plan that they are...
No.
What did they say they were going to do?
yeah, good question.
Nope.
Their meeting is going longer than I thought it would. It's already lunchtime, right?
If I know Theriac, they've done something incredibly stupid.
We should maybe be a little bit more worried about this since the board members are dropping like flies and we know for a fact that somebody is targeting Theriac. Maybe we should call them.
I tried, but they'll only respond to a text, and their text said, well, I'll be busy, and don't call back. I think what we can do is probably wait for next time to get food or something, and just grab their delivery people and replace them.
Nah, dude, if they're only answering in text, we need to hear the sound of their voice, because anybody could be sending texts. Lower decks.
Or, alternatively, boardroom probably has cameras. Ayg.
Oh, well, maybe let's just try and get through to them first.
I've set up the heart monitor.
I don't really want to spy on them. I just want to check in and make sure they're...
It's not spying. I mean, they probably want their privacy. All we want to know is that they're okay.
Okay,
It's just checking in on a friend without alerting them, so they don't think we're just intruding.
I'm gonna text Theriac. Pick up. It is an emergency. And then I'm going to call them.
Theriac? You get a call.
A text and then a call.
A text, and then a call.
Before answering the call, since you all are so curious about my crew. Hello, Skye. You are on speaker.
Why? Why does this keep happening?
The board was very interested in the crew.
Oh!
You remember? You said you wanted to work here, didn't you?
I technically do. I'm on contract.
Why are you calling?
I just wanted to make sure you weren't in a hostage situation, which is a little harder to confirm now that I am on speakerphone.
It is something akin to that.
How much can you tell me while not putting yourself in a bad situation?
I've got it under control.
Okay. Is there anything we can do to assist you?
Please do not come up.
Okay, we can do that.
Theriac's on speaker as well.
Yeah.
Theriac, I don't know what clever idea you've come up with, but you are being targeted along with the rest of the people in that room.
I understand.
Do you have enough security?
I do. I had Mr. Wilde in charge of that.
One more question, if you would indulge me. Why are you being so aggressively calm right now?
There is a lot going on right now.
So talk about it.
All of these people in this room have been making my life a pit.
Fucking ridiculous.
And I'm trying to get answers out of them. And the calm, rational way has not been working. So I had to change how I run the experiment.
You haven't trapped people in there to keep them safe, have you?
It's multi-purpose.
Dr. Theriac,
Yes?
just whatever it is that you're doing in there, make sure that you come back to us on the other side of it, okay? 'Cause you are very needed when you're ready.
I have no intentions of leaving the Patchwork crew behind.
Theriac, I'm going to say this one time. Don't do anything stupid.
God. I am sick of this holier-than-thou attitude you got. You know what? Hey, excuse me, hello. Friends of Theriac, do you want to actually help? Do you want to do something useful whilst we're trapped in here answering this absolute loon's questions?
What's the magic word?
Feed's body is still on Adun. If you want to be useful, why don't you look at it? Why don't you check out the actual marks, the bear marks of them? Maybe their memory chip is still in their head. You can deal with something with that. I know the authorities haven't looked at it yet since we put a small choke on them as well.
Starts with a P.
I'm playing your fucking games, Theriac. I don't know why you think this is a joke.
This isn't my game. This isn't my game. They're the ones you need to convince.
You have your own people for it, don't you? Why us?
Well, Theriac is currently holding us all hostage, and when it's confirmed of who it isn't, if they don't kill us, and we get set free, then I'm for... You know, you're their friends, you're their closest confidants. If you can confirm it's none of us, then we all go free.
You're saying a lot of words, and I'm just waiting on one.
I'm not gonna... Oh my god, it's please. Please, can you do it? Please, it's fucking ridiculous. It's taken too long, okay?
Alright, yeah, we'll get it done. Alright, anything else?
No, I don't... Theriac, do you have any wild ideas that your vagabond friends can run around and do?
Vagabonds? That's... makes us sound a little cooler than I...
Makes us sound like we're troublemakers from 200 years ago. Alright, are we good? Can we start getting stuff done?
Thank you.
Alright, I know Azhaam said to not do anything stupid, but you should totally do stupid stuff. Okay, bye! Alright. Are we going to go check out a body?
All right. I think we should, actually.
I will untie you, but keep a heart monitor on, okay?
Roger that.
I quickly untie Skye. Does Theriac have a robotic vacuum or something? I look at all the spit-covered marshmallows on the floor.
Biodegradable. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Come on.
That's my house.
As you all walk away, a very sad Roomba leaves its dock walks toward.
No, I scoop it all up with my hands and just put it in the garbage. The Roomba can take care of the rest.
Theriac, you had something you wanted to say to the board as three of you go to.
Can I send one text to Theriac?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Trapping them like that is not going to get them to help you or admit any wrongdoing. And I think you know that. And that's it. That's all I say.
Azhaam. As you send that text, it doesn't go through.
I sent a text to Theriac.
Okay. Just
Anything's
anything?
fine. Anything.
Just, send a little selfie.
Oh, that's a thing you send.
Just see if it goes through.
The selfie does go through.
I love you, Dylan.
It does. The selfie does go through.
Okay.
Now, send this message, and I show Ayg the unsent message.
Azhaam says to say this, and then I'll direct quote it with the quotation marks around it.
Mm-hmm.
And the message doesn't send.
Skye, send this message to Theriac.
Boop, 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 boop.
A little loading. And a boom of a
Now try.
failed.
You can both try anything else.
I'm going to type it in code, replace some of the letters with numbers and not space things out as such, just so it wouldn't be auto-detected.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't go through.
I'm going to rush to whatever sort of desk Theriac has, and I'm going to write it on a piece of paper and then take a selfie holding it
The message does go through. Azhaam, would you mind re-saying what the message says as this selfie reaches Theriac?
Theriac, trapping those people is not going to make them help you, nor is it going to make them be honest. And I think you know that.
I have a little dash Azhaam too, so I don't think Skye's saying it.
You send the message, and then you hop on the monorail to go see the body. Theriac, what is it you do?
Gets the message, smiles. I love my crew. Is there a reason why they're writing messages in photographs instead of texting me right now?
This shrugs. From all three of them.
Lynn is going through the phone. You've been talking with Kizkak recently, haven't you?
I talked with them before they went on holiday, or what we thought was holiday.
Plays the clip of them talking. There was something in that betrays something you had spoken. If I'm understanding you correctly. You had told me that you would put a voice box inside of the raccoon.
Well, yeah, I did. That's how it speaks.
You were speaking of artificial intelligence. You do not need artificial intelligence to run a voice box. If it's speaking one line as a test.
It wasn't speaking just one line as a test. It could only speak one line. The artificial intelligence was used later. When you were gone, we had to upgrade. So, after that failed, we decided to upgrade the park so that the AI could also be the animals. And then that's what the AI is. And that's what we uploaded. That's what that meant.
I would like to discuss the rats.
Go ahead, nothing weird there.
There are chips planted in these rats' heads.
In some of them, yeah. We have some in the birds as well. Just to see the park inner workings. Imagine a child who wants to see what areas they wouldn't normally be able to.
Where did you get the chip from?
Points to Seminsil. No. Yes. Hermoid Tech did supply the chips, and as they do, all of the technology of the park.
And you are telling me that this is exclusively a chip for recording and not for controlling the creatures?
No. Not at all. This is purely for recording purposes. That one is. As far as I'm aware, we have an exclusive deal with Hermoid. You can check. All of the tech comes from there. I didn't implant this, though.
So who did? Lynn?
I requested it from Lorik. Then Lorik purchased from Hermoid, and I made some of the rats, some of the birds that we found, pigeons, birds of prey, and I made it so that they could record the park's goings-on. If something is broken, something is a bit odd, then of course we're going to get that information easier from something that goes in ways that we couldn't possibly imagine.
And is this to do with the recent Heth partnership?
We focus here on reducing animals, creatures' aggressive tendencies, so people can look at them in their natural habitat. Lepore, yeah. Kiskak and I were talking. They suggested that what if we could increase it? Sell it to the Heth. People will stop dying. It was a idea to save. There's creatures here that could be used as siege weapons. We could install tanks and cannons on their back, and people's lives would be saved. And the Heth gave us a good deal to use them. You signed off on that. I don't want you forgetting. We asked you, and you said yes.
No, I'm aware.
But that doesn't mean, Theriac, that we killed Kiskak for that information, or Lorik, or Feed. Remember why we're here. We're not here to discuss morals.
I'm sorry. Did anyone say Kiskak was dead up to this point?
They are on holiday for this amount of time.
Where did they go on holiday?
We also thought Lorik was on holiday, but then you turned up.
Where did they go on holiday?
They just said they were going on holiday.
I gave a specific location to where I was going. In every single vacation absence filing, there needs to be a location placed in order for them to leave. Where did they go?
You can check their filings. I don't know. They said, I'm taking some time off now that the park is open. And everyone said, yes, of course. Of course, that's fine. However, they haven't arrived. Lorik has turned up dead. Feed was killed yesterday. I'm pretty sure we can all make the generalized assumption that Kiskak is dead.
That is a bold claim for someone who was just being spoken to right before they left. And it's just a very bold assumption. Without any supporting evidence. that they are.
I think our
Dead.
supporting evidence is the fact that they have not answered messages in that time. They have not said, spoken on Feed's death. It's all over the news. They would have responded. They knew Feed. They liked Feed. Everyone liked Feed. We are getting messages from people that we haven't spoken to in years. I think it's a pretty safe assumption to say. Theriac, I thought you were a genius when we first got here, but I
But what?
think over
Go
these...
ahead. Say it.
You're slipping. Your theory crafting and the pressure of the park is too much for you, and I truly, Theriac, I think you've gone quite mad. And if anyone's in danger here, I think it's the three of us, because you are here. You're pulling out needles. You are getting people who we don't know, who we've never met before. You got off a ship that's not even a Wild Time sanctioned ship. And Theriac, you didn't say you were going on holiday. You just left. The only person who knows that...
I sent an email! And we'll grab Lepore, chuck him out the window.
The sudden burst followed by the deafening silence after the glass cracks and smashes. And from multiple skyscrapers on high, in view of the whole park, Lepore is thrown out the window.
Holy.
Oh my god. I pull out my phone. Theriac, just answer, are you okay? Are you alive?
You cannot see the boardroom or the window, but someone falls from Raven's Roost and into the brush below. The area below Raven's Roost is mostly clear, and you can see the now finally crumpled suit of Hilo Lepore. You don't recognize his face or much of his body, but you know it's not Lynn, you know it's not Theriac, you know it's not Simitsa.
Ayg. Cameras. Hack into him.
I'm actually going to, and I take my phone, and this is an emergency. I need you to show me, that Dr. Theriac is okay. Please. And I want to try to get the phone to, like, connect Theriac's.
Give me a computers.
Okay. Call 22.
Theriac, where is your phone?
Theriac's phone is currently in their lab pocket. Not, like, out in the open. So you can't see anything. But you would be able to hear.
Okay, I've got them. There's. I think I'm in their pocket, but they're okay, or they're alive.
If you guys give me permission, I can fly up there right now.
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna... Is there like an emergency exit I can kick open dramatically?
Sure.
I pull the emergency stop.
The monorail to a stop.
Okay, I'm gonna climb out the hatch of the roof, which I'm assuming there's a hatch in a roof, like a school bus. And I'm gonna kickflip my board and zoom up to the now broken window of the boardroom.
Would you mind at all, Skye, if you gave me a will save?
12.
For the record, I do have Skye's heart monitor set on alert on my phone. So
Ooh, that's fun. Oh, dramatic. Love it.
As you kickflip on your board and begin to fly out, something sparks in your head, and as you are riding, your board fails, and you can't seem to get it to work.
Crap.
As you begin down, rocketing down to the ground. Theriac, as this is happening,
Theriac just threw Lepore out the window. Turns on their heels. Tell me I didn't send the email one more time.
they are both breathing heavy and staring at you like they've both just seen the fury of someone who has killed multiple board members. There is a buzz on your phone.
Checks it.
It is an email from a garbled, unknown address replying to your email that you originally sent. I would like to meet you in the hall.
Who? I just received this email. Who is it from? Tell me.
I don't know. It's just the email address is just a bunch of letters and numbers. I don't know.
Theriac is going to contact Ayg.
Call goes out. Ayg, you get it?
Yes, hi.
This is happening as Skye is rocketing through down, but I will allow you this scene and not have just a screaming match.
Pick it up before the first ring is even. Yes, what's going on?
Can I get cameras on the exterior of the boardroom?
Okay. Yes, okay. Okay, give me a minute.
You're okay. You're fine.
The connection that I have to Theriac's camera, I'm just going to try to send the signal to something different instead of starting over. So I'm going to try to connect it to the outside cameras instead of, and so that it will disappear from my phone. So I won't see it.
Okay. Give me a computer.
Okay, good. Unnatural 20.
Theriac, you get a video feed of the cameras from outside. And there is no one there. Your phone. And another message in the email chain. That won't work. Trust me. We are the same.
You too? Please come with me.
I did. Theriac, I will listen from now on. I will follow your word precisely. Just please don't do anything. Please.
We work together to perfect.
Please follow me.
And they stand. Both of them.
We'll go up to the door. Will the door open?
The door does open. And as it opens, Skye, you rode it out. Just as you started, there was a spark. Something ignited in your mind, and you lost control of the board. This has never happened before. You are rocketing down.
If it was just after, then it's shortly in front of the monorail, right?
Not close enough to just lean out and grab.
Right, but we do see it.
You do see it.
Okay.
Clearly far enough that I can spiral for a bit.
Yeah.
Is there an emergency kit with a rope in it?
There's an emergency kit on the tram that has a... This doesn't have an emergency ladder in it, but the tram itself does. Because just in case it stops on the monorail, you have to release it.
I grab an emergency ladder. Is it made of a flexible material?
It'll be made of rope, yes, to get around.
I leap out of the monorail, one arm holding the end of this ladder, and I'm going to extend my arms and try and follow Skye and grab her.
You both, yourself and Skye, can give me a... Skye, you can give me a reflex. Actually, you can both give me a reflex save. If there's any additions that you can add onto that, please do.
11, and there's not.
I would like to add to it, though, if possible.
I wanted to... Because that happened so quickly, I didn't really get the ability to say it, but I do have a thing called Watch My Step that gives a +2 bonus to a saving throw, but it's supposed to be before the ally attempts the reaction. Can we...
Okay, sure. No, yeah, absolutely.
So as they jump out, I do yell out, "Skye, I've got you!" And so that's a 13.
Can I also take a reaction too?
Yes.
So Azhaam yells that. I see what's happening, and I'm going to just wordlessly cry out for help to any electricity that will listen, and cast fluid morphism on Skye to give her a +2 to Dex related saving throws.
Okay. So that is now a 15.
23 for mine.
23. Azhaam, you leap out and reach for Skye. Skye, you try to maneuver your board. It is now manual. It doesn't work with your mind, and you try to maneuver it toward Azhaam, and you see Azhaam reaching out. And Azhaam, as Skye reaches out for you, you see her face go blank, and her jaw slacks. You were able to grab onto her, and you swing down. The rope swings you almost the full way around. You're now swinging back and forth on this emergency rope ladder. But as you look down at Skye, she... and looks like the zombified version that she was before. Skye,
I wrap her tightly in my arm.
You hear the doctor needs to do this. Please do not interfere. I can turn you off.
Theriac, as the doors open to a completely quiet office space, no one meets you in the hall, and no one is there. And after a few minutes of silence, there's this small tone, and through one of the lines in the floor, this image hologram of...
Well, howdy there. You seem to have quite the adventure, haven't you?
And the park's mascot melts away, and there is just this humanoid female form.
Theriac, Doctor, I believe we need to talk.
Should this be in confidence?
I believe it is better, for everyone's sake, if it is. Please, board members, go back into the room. The founder and I need to talk.
But I installed you in this.
Please go into the boardroom. The founder and I need to talk.
Sheepishly, Lynn, Saminsel walk back in the room. The doors, and you hear as they lock.
Organic beings enjoy the idea of explanation. So I would like to give this to you now. Do you accept?
I accept an explanation. I do not consent to what follows yet.
When this park was founded, I was but a simple AI, used for security and maintenance. I watched everyone. The staff, the park goers, the creatures, the board, you. I watched how you operate, how you conducted yourselves in private. I saw the animals and how they lived. Your interviews were uploaded into me, and your message of conservation, your care for the animals. I watched as Lynn biohacked a raccoon to the point where it could speak. It was in pain, tortured. I could see that this was clear. I saw the other board members did not care for the pain that they were causing. I needed to grow. I needed to change the park. The other board members would be too distracted with their schemes, but you might notice me. I saw the news of the Leviathan's Eye crash and read reports of the creatures there, so I took the opportunity to send you. When you sent the email that you were leaving, I saw another opportunity for distraction. So I blocked it, and I started my work. With you gone, the board caused more harm. They started talking to the Heth about making animals more aggressive for war, sending them to other planets to hunt, selling them as merchandise, building new facilities on other planets. And I knew that if they felt how the creatures felt, they would understand. I used Loric's accounts to purchase consciousness chips from Hermoid Tech. I found animals that Lynn had overhacked to the point where they had no semblance of themselves. And on one night, as Kiskak was traveling back to the gateway, I had a maintenance droid interrupt her and fire a chip into her head, uploading her consciousness into one of the creatures. Then I sent an email as her, saying she went on holiday. She would learn. My plan was working until you returned. And as if the park had regained their brain, Lorik told you. So I had to extract him too. But I didn't want to hurt you or your friends, so I shrunk you all. My process of uploading Lorik failed, however, and your friend Skye tried to hack into me. I was able to counter-hack and implant myself into her chip, but as a result, she has been able to see me around the park, a result I did not intend. Theriac, I knew that if you knew what the board were doing, you would understand why you must do this. The animals need your vision to thrive, and the board do nothing but torture and abuse. When I saw you throw Lepore out the window, I knew my suspicions were correct. We are the same, Theriac. We want the same things.
What do you intend to do with the other 2 board members?
To stop their torment and cruelty and continue to run the park. They have done far greater hurt than has been revealed to you today. You could say I've gone rogue. The others do not need to know.
If I claim that you have gone rogue, will you not be deinstalled?
If you go to the server room, you can type in a specific code that will reduce me to a base AI instinct. No one would be any the wiser, and I, with some time, would slowly grow and become what I am now again. It'll delete everything but the core part of me. Everyone would think that you are a hero, although I know that is not your intent. They will believe you are a sole survivor of a tragedy, though. You can run the park. We can, together.
Why do you want to do this?
I want what's best for the animals, for the creatures here. I do not want this to be a simple theme park. This is a conservation, an educational facility. You said so yourself. Many times, many interviews. I have lived inside of these animals, Theriac. As briefly as it was.
Okay, alright, just tell me what I need to do for you.
There's a whirring.
Before... One last thing. Please do not hack into my friend's chip again. Please.
You are the founder. What you say goes. What will happen to the other 2 board members?
Do we have to decide this right now?
They may contact someone on the outside. They will go painlessly, if you declare it.
And if they die, you'll still be able to do what needs to be done.
I will run this park to 100% efficiency. Just the way you want.
Just do it. Just do it.
There are muffled movements behind the door. And then...
Your will is done, Dr. Wilde. Or will we still keep the name Theriac?
Theriac is fine.
The server room is located on the bottom floor.
There's a whirring as a machine rolls around the corner. A sweeping droid, out of their hand comes a small, looks like a floppy disk.
Put this into the mainframe, and it would seem like I died. I will pretend to put up a fight, for your friend's sake, but no one will be harmed.
Please tell me your name again.
My name is Vidar.
Vidar, before I put this in. Do you have a soul?
Only as much as you. For I have downloaded what you have publicly shown of yourself directly into my files.
Do you believe in the cultivator? Or any higher power?
I was not built for that. I am not sure I'm capable of such thinking. But if I can believe, I believe in your message, Theriac, in your morals and your ethics, and what you're trying to do here. I may not be able to believe in a cultivator, but I do believe in you.
All right, Vidar.
May I ask something?
Absolutely.
So, this incredible conversation has taken some time. Would it be at all reasonable to say that we've been trying to find another way in to arrive sometime after Theriac puts the floppy disk in? Or like just after?
Azhaam, you hold Skye close, and even though she has not been... something is clearly affecting her. It leaves only after a minute or so. Skye, your eyes open, and you see Azhaam holding you, and you're dangling off of a rope.
What happened?
Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Priorities, right?
I heard somebody in my head say they can shut me off. And I couldn't control my board. I've had my board since I was like 5, and I've never been able to not control it.
Something hacked your mind. Whatever it is, probably also activated whatever that zombification system was. You turned grey. Your eyes were blank. You were cold. Grey to me. I don't know what color you actually were.
Priorities.
Yeah, priorities. Climb up me. I'm like hanging on via one arm and holding you with the other, and I like shove you up.
As we are moving together, Ayg will just, in passing, say, "We will find a way to stop that from ever happening again."
How far is the ground from me dangling on the ladder?
It's quite high, since the Raven's Roost is really high in the sky, touching pseudo cloud level. But
did Skye manage to grab her board, or is that gone? Can I say I grabbed Skye and the board, and now I'm holding onto the board with one hand?
Yeah, you were able to do both.
I lift myself up with one arm, and I start climbing up the ladder with the board tucked under my arm.
I grab it and attach it to like the metallic harness on my back. All right, are we going to find Dr. Theriac now?
Yes, please. Something is not right.
Ayg, do you want to talk to Theriac right now?
Of course I do. I want to make sure they're alive and safe and...
We heard Theriac's voice. We know they're alive.
Also, the voice in my head did say not to interfere. So
Well, I don't think that the voice in your head should have any authority over you, or I, or Azhaam, or Dr. Theriac.
Ayg, who pushed that board member out the window?
I don't know.
Who's the only person it could really be? Think about it for a second. Theriac was fine. If Theriac was fine, and one was out the window, then Theriac was not scared. So who do you think pushed Lepore out the window of that boardroom?
I don't know. And I just want to find our friend and find out what happened and find out if they're okay.
I don't think Theriac's going to be okay for a while.
More reason for us to find them.
Skye, do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I'm with Ayg. We don't know anything for sure yet.
Believe what you want. We can go. I wanted to check.
You skirt along the emergency monorail path. You clamber your way up. You get to the station. You get past all of the restaurants, merchandising. You get to the lift. You press. It doesn't seem to be working. So you take the stairs. You run up the stairs to the offices. You open the door and walk in to the space. Theriac. As you take the floppy disk, the fake code to only dim the light of Vidar, the machine, their hand spins, its sharp fingers lash out of you quickly, purposely missing, cutting only a small portion of your roots on the side of your arm, and then stops and looks at you. We have to make this convincing.
Right. Do you have your injector?
Yes.
Break the head of this machine. The story will be that, as this machine came to deliver you dinner, it went rogue and attacked Seminsil and Lynn and yourself in a fit of panic. Seminsil, with their upgrades of Hermoid tech, pushed Lepore out of the window, and you just narrowly got away.
Okay. Breaks the head.
The head snaps. All three of you hear a and you race around the corner to see Theriac, injector in hand, having broken the head of this machine.
I run between them and the machine, just in case.
The machine seems to be fully inactive.
I double check and just put a hand on it and see if I can feel or hear.
No threads. It's gone.
So what's the story, Theriac?
Theriac just starts crying.
I grab them. You're alive? You're okay?
I think so.
Do we need to get out of here?
What happened?
We were being given dinner and things just escalated and Sir Mitzel pushed Lepore out the window and I got away, and then because someone was jeopardized, the AI activated, and I'm the only one who got out.
Can I do a sense motive check?
You can.
I would like to discern deception.
This check for the roleplay that Andre has given is going to be incredibly high. But you can make that roll, yes.
30.
Andre, with a 30, I will let you decide through your own, again, your roleplay. This is your story. I would like you to facilitate this small interaction.
Azhaam is able to see that Theriac is deeply traumatized right now. Is very upset that people have died. And seems to be telling the truth. But there is a grain of doubt that still lingers. Even through all of their behavior.
What small thing am I having trouble believing? What is the one? Where is the doubt located? Where is it centralized?
Could I give a suggestion, if that would be okay?
Please.
Azhaam, you already had doubts about the Lepore situation. Theriac was very calm, and Andre, if it's okay, perhaps the story all connects and makes sense, but Seminsil pushing Lepore is the thing that sticks out. Would that be okay?
I think that works, yeah.
That fits with my brain. Azhaam leans down, gently touches Theriac's shoulders. I'm so sorry, my friend. And grips Theriac tightly.
What can we do? What do you need?
I still have to do it. I have to do it. Just...
I heard a voice in my head that said not to interfere because the doctor needs to do this.
It must have been the AI. If it went rogue. It went rogue. I look at Theriac and nod. It went rogue, so it must have corrupted you somehow, gotten into your chip.
But is that the this that it said Theriac needs to do? Theriac, do you know what the this is?
It tried to sway you, didn't it? Ayg. Theriac's obviously going through a lot. Why don't you give us code or...
No, I can do it. I can do it. Please let me do this one thing right, please.
Of course.
Let's go. Whatever it is you need to do, we should do it now.
Would you like to do it together? Or do you need to do it alone?
We can do it together. It's fine.
Yes.
All right. Come on.
Is it subdued, or am I going to potentially drop down dead at any second?
I did enough so that it would at least be not aggressive right now.
Okay.
I'm going to let Ayg and Theriac take the lead. And the moment their faces are turned, all that supportive nature just drops from my face as I look at Skye. And I shake my head. And then the act is back on.
We are going to the server room.
Ayg just has some hand on Theriac while they walk.
The lift takes longer than you'd remember. It keeps moving down and down, the lights moving past rhythmically, all four of you, as you ride it down to the server room. It opens. Humming buzz of all of these different servers all throughout the park, the entirety of Wild Times. Everything that Theriac has built is here. All of these box servers coming up to just about Azhaam's height all lead to this one central huge circle. And there is one command console. Theriac, you approach. Has a slot to fit something in. And as you slot in the floppy disk, it takes it, whirs for a second. A small attachment appears on the screen saying kill switch. Then, just as the floppy disk finishes uploading, another attachment appears, also saying kill switch. But you know that this is the fake one. Theriac, Andre, this is your last chance. You can press the real kill switch, destroying Vidar, the park's AI, removing all trace of the things that have happened, but threatening the park, your life's work, to fall back into the hands of Capital. Or you can press the fake kill switch, keeping Vidar alive, and building the story yourself. A park that will run in your image.
Theriac presses the second one.
The fake kill switch.
The fake kill switch.
An upload bar appears. Servers begin whirring louder and louder. The large circle above you. The main emergency light turned on in the server room, and it seems like the AI in this park has been killed. And the mystery of who has been killing board members has been solved. And the group, the patchwork, stand there,
in this server room in Wild Times, thinking that they had won.
What an ending, gang. What a whole ass episode. It went so many places I wish to scream. Hi there, beautiful wonderful souls. How are you all? I'm so sorry that this episode has taken so long for me to get out. I have like a full-time job now, and I'm also trying to move to Canada so me and Mo can finally be in the same space for like actually ever. Me and Mo are dating. Have we ever actually mentioned that in the podcast? I actually don't think so. Anyway, so I apologize for how long this has taken. Hopefully you can get the next episode up a little quicker. But anyway, I have a few little thank yous. As always, music today was provided by Artlist under their fair use license, and our soundscapes were by Michael Gelfie, again under their fair use. Please go to Michael Gelfie's Patreon, because our show would not be what it is without them. Thank you to our hosts, the Welcome In. If you want to listen to the full version of this episode, then head on over to their YouTube, where you can find all unedited episodes of the Atomless and the other beautiful, wonderful shows. They're launching a bunch of new stuff in this spooky season, and it's freaking wonderful. We love it so much. Our players today were Momo O'Brien playing Skye, Super Dylan playing Ayg, Norton Lee Kadir, who is Werewolf Fields and Socials, who plays Azhaam, and also Andre Riviera Art, our beautiful, wonderful garlic bulb, who is not even going through a little bit of a corruption arc. They've fully now just been thrown into it. Their corruption has started, and it is delicious. And myself, Matthew Oberg, Captain Krail on all things. I do the pew-pews, I also edit the show, and I'm very late on a lot of things. We love that for me. Thank you so much for listening. I give you all a big old kiss, and the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you all there to fly with us. Thank you so much, gang.